Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you are all here. Welcome to a new video. Today I have another pick a card reading for you, and today we're going to be looking at a message or receiving a message from your soul about in relation to what they would like you to know at this point, what your soul would like you to know at this point in your journey. We're going to have three different parts of this reading. So the first part, we're going to look at where you currently are at so that we can see whether this reading is, or the option you chose is aligned with you. And then we're going to look at what the message is from your soul. And then last but not least, we're going to look at some actionable next steps that is recommended for you to take. So I will go ahead and give you some time to pick the option that is right for you. And then I will see you all at your reading. Okay, hey there, option number one. Welcome to your reading. You chose the green Kyanite crystal, and we will talk about a little bit what that means later on. First of all, we want to look at the current energy that you're in, or the current stage of your journey, I guess, and kind of see what's going on. And this can hopefully help you decide whether this reading or this option is for you. So you guys got the village card to represent the stage of the point of your journey that you're in or experiencing right now. And this is kind of a card about considering stepping away from, I guess, home comforts, stepping away from what you've known and entering into something new, because that newness is what is going to allow you to grow. And it's really interesting that you have the Six of Pentacles here as well. And in this depiction, card depiction, on the vice versa tarot, he's looking over into like this mini village. And I almost feel like this is you giving thanks to or acknowledgement to everything that this has provided you with. So this could be like you maybe moving away from your hometown or considering moving away from your hometown, and kind of just giving time to reflect on and give thanks to all that it had given you up to now. Like, if it wasn't for where you've lived, if it wasn't for the people that you surrounded yourself with, or the people that you grew up with, your family, that type of thing, like your close circle that you have up to this point, if it wasn't for all of those experiences and people, whether they were necessarily positive or not, you wouldn't be where you are right now. And there was kind of like this acknowledgement of like, wow, this really gave me this, like where I am right now. This gave me maybe the strength to pursue something new, or this gave me the inspiration or desire to move away, because some people don't even move away from their hometown. And this might not necessarily have to be about moving per se, but even it could just be a separation from the kind of societal norms or a deviation of values or morals that you had at one point, or that you grew up with. Something that was familiar to you now feels like a distant memory almost. Like a part of you that is now in the past, you know, like that was a chapter of yourself that you've now completed. And now you're looking back or viewing it kind of fondly, but also acknowledging that you are beyond it now. Like, this person is a lot bigger than the tiny village that he's looking at. And you have quite a lot of masculine kind of energy cards here. All the people in this deck are like men, depicted by men, and I think that's important for, it feels like you are in a very masculine type of energy, so you're considering taking action, you're considering where to go next. You'll feel inspired as well with this King of Wands card here, and I feel like you feel confident in your decision, even if there are some fears creeping in, even if there are some like doubts. Ultimately, you do feel like this is the right direction for you, and you feel confident enough to take it. Again, that steps into the feeling of like, wow, if it wasn't for those experiences, those people, those initial conceptualizations I had of the world, I probably wouldn't even be at a point now where I feel so confident and inspired to take this action that I'm desiring to take. So again, there is this fondness here, and there is this progression or desire for progression and movement forward. I'm intrigued by this Six of Wands energy here for what you're currently experiencing in your journey. Let's just see which deck to take. We'll keep going with the vice versa. Okay, let's get a clarification for the Six of Wands for the current stage of the journey that they're on, for those who chose the green Kyanite. For the Six of Wands. So we have the Devil card come up here. Sorry, this isn't even the Devil card, my bad. Because of the way it's depicted, it has the Devil on it, but it's actually the Strength card. So I guess again that kind of goes with the idea of like those fears, anxieties might be evident here or might be present here, but actually despite all of that, you're standing very firmly in your beliefs. And through that, you feel like you will be victorious or succeed in some way. You feel like this is the right decision for yourself. Let's just take a little look at the King of Cups. I've had the King of Cups energy here, please. Those two chose option 1. So we have the Four of Swords. So yeah, you might be in a little period of reflection, taking a bit of respite right now. Like, I don't feel like you are charging ahead towards this thing, but you feel confident in where you're going. You feel like you have decided the direction that you want to take at the very least. Let's see more about this King of Wands. Have the King of Wands, please. Okay, interesting. You have the Queen of Wands now. So you have that duality there for you. And I think the way that this Queen of Wands has appeared, or the side that it's on, shows this kind of rootedness and groundedness in your beliefs. And you also have the Empress at the back here, kind of, or this kind of statue that looks emperor-esque. And I think again, this is a omen towards the idea of like creativity and birth and new beginnings as well, a new journey that you're going to be embarking on. You might find that you have been in a period of isolation quite a lot, like you're not really around a lot of people. Maybe you've taken a step back from hanging out with friends or being around too much noise or family. I feel like you're really just in this kind of grounding energy right now. Reflection and groundedness. And clarify the Six of Pentacles energy here, please. So we have the Nine of Wands come up here. So yeah, the Nine of Wands, it's like that wounded warrior. So everything that you have been through amongst this village, which may be again your family, friends, or just like ideals or concepts you had about yourself or the world previously, it has brought you to this place now. It has brought you to this kind of elevation where you feel very confident, and there is like this braveness to you to pursue your goals and to reach your destination. So that's where you guys can feel like you are at right now. Well, that's a little bit of insight, and if that kind of resonates or you can see that reflected in your life, then this is the reading for you. Let us see now the actual message from your soul about where you're at right now. Okay, so I pulled your tarot cards for you, and there's a lot of like passion, fiery energy here. Even with the Eight of Cups, it's got like this fire burning within the bowl. So maybe you guys are fire have fire placements like Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries placements, or maybe it's just the kind of Aries energy that you're in right now and it's really impacting you astrologically. I just keep hearing like, take the leap of faith. As we said, you guys are kind of wanting to step into this new beginning and you feel confident, but there's still a couple of doubts there. And I do feel like your soul is telling you to go after what it is you desire ultimately. Make the decision and go after it. I think as well with the Seven of Wands here, it's really important that you learn to, or at least keep doing, is block out the external noise. You know, like the ones, just again, from your family or friends who are telling you to play it safe, or kind of maybe even tell you that you can't achieve the things that you feel you can. There is a need to kind of separate yourself from that messaging so that you can remain grounded and really clear on your vision that you want to have. I want to know more about this Eight of Cups energy here. What more can you tell me about the Eight of Cups, please, for those who chose option number 1? Yeah, so you had the Ten of Swords come out here. So leaving something behind, having a clear ending here. Can we just see what is it that exactly that they will be leaving behind, or that they should be leaving behind? So you have the Two of Cups and the Page of Wands come out here. Yeah, there's like this Phoenix rising energy. Again, you have very fiery components. So there's like this rebirth, but a complete... When I was looking at this Eight of Cups, I kept seeing like someone almost burning something to the ground. So you guys might have gone through like a bit of a dark night of the soul, or a ego... like a breakdown of your ego almost. Like all those past beliefs or things from childhood, that kind of things, the limiting beliefs and thoughts, people even, like a complete breakdown of that. Like you really had to strip that all away. Like there's no room left for these things to exist in the reality that you want to step into, basically. So I feel there has been a real death in this area. Like an ego death, that's the word I was looking for. To be rebuilt as something new. There may also have been a connection that you had to leave behind, but I'm going to clarify the Two of Cups just so that we know. Just because the Lovers card is here as well, which I saw as that kind of making the decision. But I also see it as like a elevation as well. So if you're someone who kind of had connections that weren't very beneficial to you, like they didn't really serve you, and I see like your relationships and your connections elevating with you as well, but there was a need to kind of leave behind the old in order to step into the new. So yeah, even at the bottom of the deck I've just picked up, which is the Light Seers Tarot, we have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well. So that Two of Cups message is really following you here. Tell me more about this Two of Cups energy with the Eight of Cups, please. Why is this here? So King of Swords, and a need to emotionally detach, or a need to detach basically from the people, the connections that may have been holding you back. Yeah, because you just have the Six of Pentacles come out in reverse as well. So basically giving less to these connections and pouring back into yourself. There was a need for a real self-focus here in order to level up. That's the message that's coming through. And I'm speaking as if you've already done it. So, I mean, there could be people at kind of different stages. I see some of you maybe having done this already or about to come out on the other side, kind of clearing up the rest of the rubble from what you've burnt down. I see some of you guys still in the process of this, or some of you guys still just entering this and kind of coming to terms with the fact that a lot of things need to end, or certain things need to end in order for you to have the beginning that you truly want for yourself, or live the life you truly want for yourself. Okay, so let us take a look at some other cards. Let's go to the Five of Wands here. Why is the Five of Wands here for the message that their soul has for them? Clarify the Five of Wands energy. Okay, so we have the Magician come out here. Clarify the Ace of Swords reverse. That is way too many cards. Okay. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords reversed. Message about the soul. So you now have the Queen of Swords reversed. Clarify the Lover's energy card here, please. This is here. Message from the soul. So we have the Seven of Swords. And let's take one for the Seven of Wands. Yeah, more wand cards. So we have the King of Wands. Sorry, the Knight of Wands now. I just heard the High School Musical song, I gotta go my own way. And then it's like the part where it's like, what about us? What about everything we've been through? You know, like Troy's begging her to stay. He's like, what about us? What about everything we've been through? And she's like, no, I really gotta do me. I'm sorry. Because if there was one thing Gabriella was about to do, is put herself first. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the kind of energy that you need to be stepping into. So again, Aries is coming up here a lot. Because Aries is that very me energy, independent, self-focused, you know, very determined as well, and very action-orientated and very masculine. So again, very Aries energy coming up here, as well as swords as well. So maybe some air signs in here, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini energies. So with this Magician energy with the Five of Wands, I see it being you like saying to yourself, I'm determined to do this and I have everything I need to get this done. Like, yeah, it might be a challenge. Yes, this might be a difficult process to go through. But ultimately, when I come out on the other side, I'm really going to have all of the tools I need to be the person I want to be, basically, in this life, in this the reality that I wish to create for myself. Like, it's a really empowering energy. And that level of empowerment takes a lot of, well, it can take time, but also a lot of strength to get there, you know? A lot of self-determination to get there. I'm intrigued by this Ace of Swords reverse. Ace of Swords reverse with the Queen of Swords. Why did I hear the word rejection? Hold on, let me see. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords and Queen of Swords energy for the message from their soul. The World card. Completion. So there may be a cause for you, or there's a need for you to kind of step back from things. Again, there was this message about detaching emotionally from connections or people, and that doesn't mean that you instantly cut off your feelings and you don't feel anything, because it's very hard to do that. Unless maybe you are an Aquarius. I mean, you guys kind of naturals at that. No shade. But if you're someone who does feel very emotionally and you do really get connected to a lot of people that you meet, and you feel very connected to your home values, and again, that kind of village that you've grown for yourself or that you've grown up in, it can be very hard to detach from that. But it's almost like there is a need to see things from another point of view, and you can get that by detaching from it. I also see you getting a lot of like spiritual downloads at this time, connecting deeply to like your third eye, crown chakra, feeling like you're seeing a lot of signs or synchronicities coming through. And those are confirmations for you. If you're someone who kind of overthinks a lot of things as well, like it's not really going to work when it comes to the spiritual. I'm the same. I like try to decipher everything and understand everything. And sometimes we just have to like trust our own intuition. Like, oh yeah, that was a sign for me, or oh yeah, this is like my intuition talking. Sometimes it does just come down to trust. And I think that's something that you guys are learning or practicing at this time as well. I'm going to read your crystal kind of meaning and see how much more it gives us about this message from your soul. So it says, green kyanite has a high vibration and never holds negative energy. It can give you insight into others' hearts and feelings. Green kyanite clears the negative energy of other stones, spaces, and people. It can help you reveal your spiritual purpose and connect you to your intuition. That's so funny because we just said that. Green kyanite aligns all of the chakras. It absorbs the energy of the earth and passes it to you. This endows you with healing energy. It balances you with nature and Mother Earth. It also balances the heart chakra, opening you to loving vibrations and connecting you with your inner self. Yeah, I feel like that really sums up your kind of vibe that you're in right now. We have the keywords earth energy, protection, and healing. And I think you really are in kind of like a healing energy, as well as protecting yourself from other people's energy and too many voices and opinions on what you should be doing, where you should be going. Like, I feel like it's a time to be connecting to yourself and your own inner guidance, really leaning on your own inner guidance and learning how to trust that, because that is a skill as well. Okay, let's see what your oracle cards are saying. We got quite a couple. Right, so your first one is Yang, which really sums up, again, that masculine energy that you were in, or that you're stepping into. We have They Choose You, and that one reads, you might not readily believe this, it might even spook you a bit, but there are those who choose this very lifetime in part knowing you'd be here. Now that's what we call a reputation. Hugs the universe. We also have Hubba Hubba, which says, you know that dreamy look of deep, soulful love you've sometimes seen in the eyes of another as they've gazed into your own. Expect a lot more of it. Woohoo, the universe. And we also have here Sag Spirit would take the lead. So let's have a look at the Sag Spirit first of all. Which again, very masculine. Whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Sag Spirit is a reminder that now is the time to heed the call to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit, and walk with confidence as you take on the responsibilities that are yours now. And model integrity in all that you do and in all your relationships. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path. Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too, for you are learning and developing new skills. The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that Spirit supports you as you compassionately take the lead. You are a model for transformation now, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others, so they may grow and discover their best selves too. What a gift you are. Stay humble and authentic, and walk your talk, for this is how a wise leader leads. Yeah, I really think this touches on that element of the strength card here, as well as the magician. I feel like the magician is quite like an independent leader, innovative, again, very Aries. So a lot of Aries energy coming up again. You might have Aries on the ascendant or aspecting the ascendant. Aries energy aspecting the ascendant a lot. Maybe Mars on the ascendant, something like that. Because I feel like there's a lot of there is a call from your soul now at this point in your journey to kind of step into that leadership position, to take the lead of your own life, as well as allowing other people to lean on you as well. But then there's also, it's like this duality. So you're not going to be someone who takes in too much from others, because a leader needs to know when to take in the opinions and the viewpoints of other people, but also know when they know a bit more about the situation. So for example, that could even just be like you having a very strong intuition about something, and even though there might be no logical thing that you can pinpoint at the moment for why you should or shouldn't do something, even though everyone else is, you have all these different voices coming in, within your heart that your voice really matters here. So that's kind of taking that leadership role and that duty of knowing when other people know a bit more and leaning on their wisdom, and then knowing when your wisdom is imperative in the situation as well. And just finding that balance as well. So with the yang energy, your soul isn't showing you that, or letting you know that your obstacles and challenges that you have been faced with, you've overcome them at this point, or you are in the phase of overcoming them to a point where you are really going to be able to take action on things and move into a path of least resistance, basically. And that could really just be you having overcome these limiting thoughts, because sometimes those subconscious belief systems are really the thing that is holding us back, and we don't even realize that they're holding us back. So we look outside of ourselves and we're like, why can I not move forwards? What is stopping me from stepping into my power, or the role that I want to be, or the life that I want to live in this world? And really it's just that like voice at the back of your head, or the subconscious belief system or pattern that you've been repeating. And by overcoming that, you can then move forward with so much more ease. So I feel like this is a point where you're moving forwards with a lot of ease, or you're stepping into moving forwards. You're stepping into living a life where you can move forwards with a lot of ease, because you have overcome these past challenges, because you've taken yourself out of your comfort zone, and you've really challenged yourself to see a different viewpoint. So let's look at the last part of this reading, which will be the actionable steps that you can take next. Okay, so for your actionable next steps, you guys have the meditate card, and luck is on your side with the new moon in Sagittarius. So again, that need to ground yourself, connect to your physical body, because that is where a lot of the masculine energy comes from as well, your physical body, and feeling connected to your own desires, and also silencing the mind, silencing the noise, the external noise, and focusing on your own inner desires can really come through meditation as well, and finding that peace of mind. And then luck is on your side with the new moon in Sagittarius. So I feel like whatever action you do take, if it's something that it feels inspiring to you, if it's something that generates new knowledge, or you're growing your knowledge in the area, you're interacting with different types of people. I feel like it's really going to be beneficial to you. So anything that kind of points towards this Sagittarian type energy where you're talking to different people, you're learning, or even you're teaching or sharing your knowledge, that is really where you're going to find a lot of growth at the moment, and where you can focus a lot of your energy at this time. So guys, that is everything that I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know by commenting down below. If you want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye! Hi there, option number 2, those of you who chose the Lolite crystal, welcome to your reading. So we're going to take a little look at where you're at currently on your life journey, just to help you see whether this reading really aligns for you or not. And your card that I pulled from the archetype deck was the Riddle, and I've also got some tarot cards pulled here for you as well. I do feel quite solemn energy, especially in comparison to option number 1. There's kind of like this lull in energy, like a sigh or a oof feeling. You have a lot of pentacles and swords. Well, actually, you only have pentacles and swords. So I would see a real issue for you, or concern maybe, would be to do with stability at the moment, as well as clarity maybe, especially with the Riddle here. Yeah, rather than communication, I would see it as clarity with that sword energy. So I will read the Riddle card a little bit. It says, when the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The Riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen cone? I don't know what that is. Focusing harder won't do it, neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the Riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may in fact be the only reality there is. So I definitely feel that with the 5 of Swords here. I feel like I just picture 2 people like fighting, and it's like, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, this is my point, I'm right, because blah, 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 blah. And then you just realize that actually it doesn't matter who's right. Even if there's anyone that's right, you're just not going to agree. And I just feel like there's this like the other person's kind of left here like, oh, okay, they stopped fighting with me, okay, what do I do now? I'm confused. Like, I felt like the other person's just left here confused, like, but you were trying to fight me a minute ago, what happened? And again, none of these, because I'm looking at I've used the vice versa tarot for your first pull, and none of the cards are facing me. None of the people are facing me. So again, there's just kind of like this hiddenness. I don't know anyone's true intentions here. I don't know anyone's true concerns. So there is this kind of illusion or elusiveness, I guess, to the energies that are present here. I have to decipher more, or interpret more. What would be a good word? I guess interpret. I have to interpret more because I can't actually read anyone's facial expressions or emotions. So with the 2 of Swords here and the Moon being present, I really see intuition being a important factor for something that you're relying on right now to kind of guide you through. Again, there's not that clarity here, so it's like, what can I rely on? I'm just going to have to rely on my own inner guidance, I guess you could say. Like, other people are not going to confirm or deny certain things. They're not going to confirm or deny, am I on the right path? They're not going to confirm or deny. This could even be like a relationship. Like, that person's not really giving you what you need. You know, they're not verbally telling you how they feel, or they're not even showing you necessarily, or it's not making sense to you. Something is not making sense to you right now for where you're at on your journey. Whatever area of life this is in, this might be several areas of life. I even get this feeling of like, okay, I've put all this effort in, I've done all the work, what now? Where do we go from here? What's next? I'm confused. I'm trying to look at this Six of Pentacles, where you have the Moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn here. So the only thing you don't have is the Sun. And what else? We'll talk about the traditional. So no Pluto, no Uranus. So I'm guessing the only thing you don't really have is the Sun. And the Sun illuminates, right? It brings clarity. It shines light on the things that are mysterious or hidden or dark. There might be something else that's not present there, but that's what's coming to my mind. So again, that kind of lack of clarity being very prevalent here. I want to know more about this Four of Pentacles energy that's present here. So what is this Four of Pentacles representing in the current phase of life that they're currently experiencing? Clarify why the Four of Pentacles is here. So we have the Tower card come out and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Because the Tower card is about that breaking down of the thing we thought was stable and secure. And then something comes out of the blue, all of a sudden, very unexpectedly, and just kind of shatters the whole thing. Shatters the illusion, shatters what we deem to build on solid ground. Ace of Wands reversed. Why am I not getting anything from you? Tell me more about this Ace of Wands reverse energy. So again, there's a lack of inspiration for the direction that you want to go next. Like, okay, that happened, but where do I go from here? What's next? I'm not sure. I can't see clearly. I feel uninspired right now. So this could even be like a bit of a creative dip. What's the word? Creative block that you're going through at the moment. And I think as well, for how the Four of Pentacles is depicted in like more of the traditional tarot decks, it's kind of like more of a card of like holding on to something, for a fear of like a mindset of lack a bit. Like you've built enough, you're stable enough, but you're not really living life to the fullest. You're not like the Ten of Pentacles, right? You haven't got it all, but you've got just enough to keep you here. So I feel like there's this feeling of like, okay, I've got just enough to sustain me for now, but I'm kind of scared to risk this. I'm scared to like risk doing more, saying something out of turn or just making a move. Doesn't I don't know what exactly it is, again, because it's a riddle, even to me. There's a bit of lack of clarity. But there's just this feeling of like, I have enough, but I'm not satisfied. But I'm also too scared to do anything about it, or I don't quite know what to do about it because I'm worried that it would disrupt the structures that I've already built. Especially if you feel like you've gone through this tower process like more than once. You might be feeling like, okay, I built this once and it came tumbling down, and even though I'm not satisfied, I'm not quite sure I'm ready for that to happen again. Like this again could be a relationship, like you were in a happy relationship and you broke up or something, and now you're in another relationship, and even though it's not 100% fulfilling, even this is a friendship, romantic, whatever it is, it might not be fulfilling, but I'm still in a relationship. So let's just stick with what I have. Let's just be happy and grateful for where we're at right now. Let's not do too much, is what I'm feeling. Again, this could be a career, like, or a job. I don't love this job, but it's bringing me money and it's keeping me afloat. I'm stable. I'm okay. I'm not thrilled where I'm at right now. I don't love everything about it. So let's just not rock the boat. That's what I feel like. That's what I was trying to get out. It feels like let's not rock the boat. Tell me more about this 5 of Swords energy here, please, for the riddle. So we have the Queen of Swords reversed. Let's clarify the 6 of Pentacles for where they're at in their journey right now. The Hangman. Clarify the 7 of Pentacles. The Moon coming out here now. And let's clarify the 2 of Swords. Yeah, so there's a lot of Pisces energy here actually, because the 7 of Cups, I just said 7 of Swords, but it was the 7 of Cups, the Moon, and the Hangman, all very Piscean cards. And so a Pisces, again, is that like Neptunian energy, a lot of illusions, a lack of clarity, very connected to the spiritual, but sometimes that can become very murky when we are ungrounded, like we're not quite sure the direction to take, or there's just so many options and choices, but we're not sure which ones are going to benefit us and bring us the fruitfulness that we desire, and which ones are going to give us that tower moment and like bite us, basically bite us in the butt. So there is a lack of clarity here, and there's like this pause of, I don't know what to do, but I'm just going to stay here for now, because here is, it's, I'm surviving here, I'm not thriving, I'm not living, but I'm surviving is what it's giving. And when the Moon energy here is like that illusions, the a lot of things being hidden from you. So yeah, let's just see what your soul's message is for this point of your journey that you're at right now. So I feel like that's where we're really going to find maybe a bit of more clarity, the key maybe, I don't know. The thing with the riddle is like, you cannot force the answer to come, but I am intrigued to know what's going to come out here. So again, I think I might go with, okay, we'll go with the other deck. Hold on. Okay guys, so I pulled your tarot cards for the message from your soul at this point in your journey. Again, very heavy energy until we get more towards the end of the spread. And the star card came out, and I had the song that goes, I wish upon a star. I don't really know the words, so I will put it on the screen. Something about wishing upon the star no matter where you are. There's a message here about connectiveness. I see a lot of strings depicted in the cards, but also with the 3 of Cups here. So I feel like staying connected to your spiritual guides, wisdom, especially if you feel very alone at this point in your journey. but also building connections amongst your friendships as well, or whoever you feel like you can kind of lean on in this period of time. A lot of healing is taking place right now. So if things feel confusing, it's for a purpose. It's going to bring you to a place that you want to be in. And I think there is confirmation from your soul's energy that's like, if you do feel like this is all I can give right now, with that Four of Pentacles energy, like, you know how I said, like, I might not be bouncing off the walls happy, but I'm surviving, I'm making it through the day, you know, like, right now all I can do is give the bare minimum. Or again, that could be give the bare minimum to my friends, give the bare minimum to a relationship. Maybe you are really suffering, like, mentally as well, and there's kind of like this confirmation here of like, if that's all you can really give right now, then that's enough, to be honest, because a lot of energy is going into healing a lot of deep wounds. So you could even be going through like a dark night of the soul as well, where there's just like a lot of changes and shifts happening. You know, definitely when I went through my spiritual awakening, there was a lot of periods of time where I was like, what is going on? I feel like I'm going insane. Like, that's how I felt. I genuinely felt like if I was to explain this to anyone, so again, you feel kind of lonely at times as well, because you're like, if I was to like explain what was happening to me to anyone, they would probably want to commit me to a asylum right now, you know, like, I don't know what is up and what is down. You know, it really takes a lot out of you. So if you are going through that, then I feel you in that, really, I really do. And you will make it out on the other side as well, and those true connections and people will be there on the other side for you as well. I just had the word ruins. So if you feel connecting to ruins in particular, maybe it's a part of your culture or something you feel connected to experiment with, in terms of divination or whatever, then that is a message for you there. With the Five of Cups reverse, I do see this as like a message of trying to at least focus on what you do have, or the positives. Again, I think you're kind of doing that in terms of like, you know, everything. I'm not living my ultimate bliss right now, but this is what I do have. I have money coming in, I have a roof over my head, I have, like, you know, like the simple things, really stripping it back and doing gratitude lists and focusing on the positives in that way as much as you can. There are going to be days where you can't really see the positives, and that's when you really need to focus on like the little things that are coming in, and remind yourself that you are going to get back to that point of contentment or happiness, or, you know, above the waterline, really. Because there are times where like this energy seems very heavy, so there could be times where you feel like you're really being pulled under the current, and you're like just tumbling and rolling with the waves as they come, and you're not really like swimming, like, you know, like you can't really put the effort in against it, and those are there for a purpose as well. But there are going to be times when you are paddling on with your head above the water. What's the word where you like do little movements in the water? I can't think of the word. I can't remember. Okay, let's get some clarifiers out here. I ended up pulling quite a few cards for you guys because I wanted to really get as much clarity as possible, but So let's go through them. So clarify the devil energy here, please, for the message from their soul. So we have the Hierophant here. Clarify the Five of Cups. The Star card again. So you already have the Star in your spread. Clarify the Three of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. Clarify the Star card. Page of Pentacles. And clarify the Three of Cups here, please. Oh, Nine of Cups. Interesting. So straight away, I do feel like you're going to find a lot of emotional fulfillment and satisfaction from your communities. So maybe that is looking into new spiritual communities, people who relate to what you're going through, or have experienced the certain things that you've experienced, even if this is maybe something a bit different. Maybe it's a different type of trauma that it's resurfacing right now, and you're trying to get a grip and a hold on healing that and working through that. So connecting with people who really get that, and so that you don't feel as alone as well. And even if they don't get that, sometimes like just our friends, you know, that have been around for ages, like they just accept you for who you are and accept what you're going through at this time, and they are there as like a listening ear, and they're intrigued to know what you're going through. So I think just finding that connection through your community, your inner circle right now, is really going to bring you that emotional, like refill that cup for you and bring you that fulfillment that you really need at this time. I do want to quickly read your crystal kind of messages. So it says, Iolite is a powerful stone that helps attune you to your visualization of the future. It is in contact with the auric field and can aid peaceful meditation. Iolite helps to attune you to your natural intuition and assists you in gaining confidence by showing you your inner self. By revealing your powers of intuition, Iolite empowers you to visualize solutions to difficult or seemingly overwhelming emotional problems. Iolite stimulates the third eye chakra and can open your mind to new possibilities and experiences. It can give you hope in difficult situations and stimulates your connection with your inner self. Iolite can aid in giving you the confidence to break old patterns and habits and open you to new beginnings. And your keywords are new beginnings, confidence, and visualization. So I think really here the last kind of couple of words here, with giving the confidence to break old patterns and habits, as well as gaining solutions to difficult or seemingly overwhelming emotional problems. So with the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, clarifying that Three of Swords energy, I do feel like this is a bit of a slower chapter for you. I need to slow down, and there may not be a lot of things coming in at this time. And it's not it's not going to be a fast-paced period of life for you at this time. You know, and I think the quicker you kind of come to terms with that, if that's something that you struggle with, the idea of that this takes work and this takes time to get through and heal, and not every single day and chapter of this healing journey is going to look the same anyway. Not all of it is going to be so heavy, and just find reassurance in that as well. I think that is going to help bring things into a bit more, how could you say it? Help you come to terms with things a little bit more as well. Because this feels like someone who maybe struggles to sit in uncomfortable energies. You know, like maybe you're someone who really tries to intellectualize how you feel, or you don't really give yourself time to really process like deep emotional traumas or deep emotions, and give yourself time to really reflect on old patterns and transform them. And I feel like the world is telling you to like, or spirit has really come and intervened here a lot. It's like paused a lot of things for you so that you can do this. So yeah, with the devil energy here, the devil was about those toxic toxic wounds, patterns, not toxic wounds, but those behaviors that, you know, don't really serve us and that are very ego driven. You know, they serve our ego, they help stroke our ego, let's say. But really, in the long run, they're always the thing that we do that comes back and bites us on the bum. So I think with this Hierophant energy here, really getting to the root of it, really analyzing it on a spiritual level as well as a physical level. And I do acknowledge that the Hierophant is quite a grounded, maybe the word isn't grounded, but it's more, to me, a Hierophant compared to the High Priestess is more of like a 3D energy. So the Hierophant might really look at these wounds and where they're coming from in more of a way of like psychology, or what's something else that's quite 3D? It'd be like a scientific practice or something like that, you know, like a way that is very grounded in our reality that we live right now. Whereas the High Priestess might look at it as a way of like, okay, my soul has come to this life to experience this thing, and we wanted to overcome it because of X, Y, and Z. Like more of like a higher self perspective, maybe. So I feel like maybe you guys are the type of people who are looking at it from the other point of view, where you're like, okay, psychologically I've got maybe attachment wounds, and you know, this thing from my past really didn't help with this, you know, maybe using like even like neuro-linguistic techniques and stuff like that, more things connected to your physical body. Even like somatic healing techniques as well would really be quite a Hierophant way of approaching healing, I would think. Even like working on your nutrition as well, healing your body through food, healing your relationship with food even. And yeah, those kind of ways, I think, as well. So some of those things might come up for you, or you might feel drawn to looking at embarking on your healing journey through those means. So again, with the Star card energy here with the Five of Cups, leaning on hope, and really remaining quite, I guess, what is hopeful, that better things are coming, and that you can have better, you can live a more fulfilling life than you may feel like you are right now. So the Seven of Swords with the Four of Pentacles, I do feel again that clarifies the whole feeling of like, this is all I can give right now. And maybe, I don't want to say you're coming off as sneaky in your connections, but maybe you even within yourself, you see that you're not being the type of person, or you're not behaving in the manner that maybe you would feel the most proud of. That's the word I was looking for, gosh. Like, for example, you're finding that you keep ghosting your friends or something like that. Like, you're not replying to messages, but then you feel guilty about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing, not like you're literally doing something evil. But you know, like when you're purging a lot and when you're going through a lot, it can be hard to be in that very sociable space, and you can only give as much as you have to give at the moment. So you may just feel a bit like guilty about how much you're able to give at this time. So I do think as well with this crystal energy here, a visualization will really, really help you there right now as you undergo this process of transformation, thinking about the kind of future you would like to live and what would it take, what kind of person would you have to become to have that future. And you know what, I feel like I'm talking forever on this and we haven't even got your oracle cards yet, so I do think we need to at least pull those. Give me a moment. Okay, so for your oracle cards, for the message from your soul, you have the Serendipity card reversed, the Bee Spirit with sweet results await, and sometimes the good is hidden, which reads, find the good in what they said or asked. It's always there, even if they didn't mean for it to be. Sherlockly yours, the universe. Clues for what you want are hidden all around you. So I do feel with that, sometimes the good is hidden card, again, that kind of Five of Cups energy of like, right now it's really going to be about finding and searching for the good that exists in your life, because there will be something to a certain degree. Like it could simply be like, I have a bed to rest in every night, you know, like I have food in my stomach, or I have a job, like, you know, like again, even if it's a very, very simple things, that is still goodness. And by focusing on that, you can, when you start focusing on the good things that are happening, more good things happen, or seemingly more good things happen, because you're again focusing on the good, you know. Let's have a look at the Serendipity, which I do know what it's about, but my lip is fucking killing me. So with the Serendipity card here, it says, perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead to something better. It was supposed to be the perfect business, or the person you gave your heart to was supposed to be the one. Yet it all fell apart. A very tower energy that we had there. Consider this. Sometimes synchronicities and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties in order to deliver an important lesson you need to learn before you hit the jackpot. Don't get caught up in the drama of disappointment. There really is a silver lining in this cloud. Spirit always knows what you need and is guiding you to where you are meant to go. Pay attention to the signs presented to you. So again, we have a message about looking at signs. So even though you may be in this phase of like a riddle happening and like a lot of confusion and stuff in your life, I do feel like there are still synchronicities, signs at bay that are kind of guiding you or confirming certain things to you. But it may just be a case of like you haven't really known how to tap into that yet, or how to acknowledge those yet. So you're kind of learning to do that in this process as well. The Bee Spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you're willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. Bee Spirit knows not to let a sense of being a separate self get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect to the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee Spirit asks you that your focus be on connectivity. Your body, heart, and soul and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget. When you remember you are part of a greater unified consciousness, moving from separation into connection, that Three of Cups energy, from self-centered limitation to spirit-centered infinite possibility and potential. You become busy as a bee, enjoying the gifts of Bee Spirit. Do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realm, adding their energy to your creations? Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your path in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet, and asks that you share your good fortune, as there is plenty of honey for all. Okay, I feel like, hold on. I feel like this message for you guys is really a confirmation that, you know, good things will wait for you after this period. On the other side of this difficult time that you're in, there is a lot of goodness on the way to you as a result of this. And staying connected to your community, whoever that may be, maybe finding a new community to connect to even, is really going to help you see the honey, the sweetness that exists around you already, and help you step into the new opportunities as and when they arrive. Okay, let's have a look at the actionable steps you can take before we conclude the reading. Okay, funny enough, one of the actionable steps you can take, the card that came out was alone time, so I will clarify that a little bit later on. You also have a look to the stars. Confidence is your key to success with the new moon in Leo, and your commitment is being tested by with the first quarter moon. So look to the stars here. If you are someone who knows about astrology, maybe you can get an astrological reading even. But looking at the current energies astrologically that are impacting you, and hopefully that can kind of help bring some clarity into what is happening right now for you. And also I found a lot when I went on my spiritual journey, like looking at my natal chart and kind of like the components of it really helped me come to terms with certain parts of my personality and how they may show up in like positive and negative ways. And also it's not about, you know, you being like, oh, I have this thing in my chart, so this is how I am, like there's nothing I could do to change it, because that's not how it works. So I think just like really help using it as a way as well to help hold you accountable, like, oh, I might have traits like this and they may show up like that sometimes, but they don't always have to show up like that. I can lean more into the positive parts of this aspect and also guide myself in a way where I can really embody these positive parts of the aspect without feeling like forced or disingenuous and stuff like that. And even just simply acknowledging our more shadow traits can go a long way on our journey, as long as we are doing the work to, you know, help shift and change those as well. Because there's no point acknowledging something if you're not going to change it, in my opinion. So as well, confidence. And again, that sun card energy is coming up with the Leo here. So maybe there is some secret in your sun sign that can really help guide you through this part of your journey. And I'm hearing like Aquarius a lot, or I'm seeing Aquarius energy a lot. So maybe some of you guys have Aquarius suns, and maybe looking at some of the positive traits of that sun placement can really, or that placement in general, and that, oh gosh, stumbling over my words, looking at some of the positive elements of that energy, of Aquarius energy, can help you I feel like it would really help empower you a lot. Because I feel we feel very fulfilled when we are embodying us. Oh gosh. Yeah, when you embody your sun energy, I feel like it can really help empower you and give you a lot of confidence as well in yourself. And when your commitment is being tested, I feel this is a reminder that, you know, you are closing in on your destination, your goal. The future is bright. You just have to stay committed to, if you want that basically for yourself, if you really truly want that for yourself, the thing that you say you want, then you have to stay committed to this journey. One of the keywords here, or the phrases is here, is sometimes we just need to realize how much we want something. So with that serendipity card coming out in reverse, and like maybe something, a tower moment did happen for you and it made you realize how important something else is. Whatever that is, I'm not even going to go into different things because again, there could be many, but that moment could have really made you realize how important something is for you. And now you have to show the universe and yourself that that is truly what you want by showing up in a way that you will be able to obtain that thing. You know, that you will basically vibrate on the frequency that allows that thing to come in for you, right? And for it to stick as well. So let's have a look a bit more at this alone time energy. I mean, just because there is a message here about connecting to other people, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't spend any time alone. But I think in terms of actionable steps, it's a little bit confusing for me anyway. Let's see. I think one thing I will say is, like, when I mentioned how it's important to give yourself time to really delve deeper into yourself, and like if you're someone who's always working or you're always with people, you don't really allow yourself to even just sit in silence, like maybe you're always on your phone or something like that, then it's going to be very hard for you to connect to yourself. It's going to be very hard for you to even make sense of what is going on. So by taking time out to be alone, to sit with your own feelings and thoughts and your own energy even, because we can be taking on people's emotions and different energies all the time and not even realize that that thing actually wasn't ours. You know, that anxiety was not mine that I was carrying. So by taking more time out for yourself as well, you can start to learn how do I show up, and how do I show up when I'm around other people? Which sides of me, you know, are the most authentic sides, and how can I bring that authenticity into my other relationships as well? So just show me a bit more about alone time as an actionable step. So we have here the Knight of Cups. Alone time as an actionable step. Two of Swords reversed. The Page of Cups reversed, and the Death and Rebirth. So again, this is connected to your ability of transformation, or your progress of transformation maybe. But the Knight of Cups here, I really felt like, you know, solo dates, really giving to yourself, romancing yourself and romancing your life as well, romanticizing your life is really going to help you out here. Page of Cups, delving into your emotions, and definitely the kind of like subconscious and the emotions that you keep hidden from others as well. Tapping into your creativity as well as a way of delving into your emotions and your inner child, connecting to your inner child. Two of Swords reversed. And I feel like it's just blocking out the noise, you know, finding where do you want to go in life? What is your true passions and desires? Because you may find that those things waver as you spend time with too much, as you are around your friends or other people, your friends or family. You may find that those things start to like, oh, I actually don't know what I want when you're around them, or you think, oh, maybe I want that. You're never really quite certain. But the more you spend with time you spend with yourself as well, balance that out with spending time with yourself, I guess. You can really start to decide, where do I end and other people, where do they end and I start, or where do I end and other people start, you know? So yes, I think that's everything. That is everything that I have for you guys who chose option number 2. If you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know by commenting down below. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe it down below. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Hi there, option number 2. Those of you who chose the Lodolite, goodness me, I'm just going to call it the garden crystal, which actually isn't what it's called. I'm just going to call it the garden quartz because yeah, I don't know if I can keep saying Lodolite. Anyway, so we're going to start off by looking at where you're at currently on your life's journey, what kind of things are going on for you right now. Let me in, let me know what's up, guys. I'm joking. You know, when I get to a third pile, we start going a bit kooky. So you guys actually had 2 archetype cards coming out here to represent where you're at currently, and you have the Pilgrim and the Crone. I'll start off by looking at the Crone message here. It says, the Crone has seen it all. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She is the final manifestation of the feminine trifecta, goodness me, of Maiden, Mother, Crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right or wrong, as she has seen the earth churning, smouldering, taking life and giving life. The Crone energy accepts everything in, devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using her energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us, though it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and the macabre. Awakening the Crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. Okay, let's have a look at your Pilgrim message. I don't actually get these cards a lot. I don't think I've ever had the Pilgrim come out for myself, so I'm intrigued. For the Pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe and the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wonder when the Pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life. But the Pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep, and soon the Pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Yet, when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door towards a new reality. With the Pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need a travel light, travel soon. Your spirit needs it. So 2 very different energies there. Someone who is kind of at the end of, we talk about a life cycle, I guess you could say. The Crone is very much at the end of the cycle, whereas the Pilgrim is, I guess you could be at any stage, but it's very youthful. It's expansive. It wants more. It wants to experience more, see more, live amongst just different types of people, energies, that type of thing. And it's interesting that when I pulled your spread, I did see that, or had the sense that you guys had completed a cycle, because you do have the World card here. The Nine of Swords is definitely throwing me off a little bit, but I feel like you guys have reached an end of a cycle at this point, and you're kind of looking for where next, what next, or at least waiting. I heard waiting patiently, so maybe waiting patiently, or apprehensively, maybe not the word. I don't feel like you're worried. I feel like you're more excited to see what is coming for you next, you know? And I take from the crone, you have the High Priestess here in reverse, and I see with the Nine of Pentacles as well. So very mature energy. So you could feel like you guys had gone through quite a, I heard intense, but a kind of maturation process recently. And you really feel like you are a lot more mature, a lot more wise. You've had a lot of experiences that have brought you to this position of like, you know a lot about life, right? You've seen the darkness, you've seen the light, you've embodied maybe both of those types of energies, or you've existed in the arena of both those energies. And now you're kind of like, okay, what's next for me? What else can I see? What else can I experience? What else can come in for me? So there is a sense of stability here as well as a sense of like inner knowing that something might be coming in for you, or that change is amongst you. Let's say that it's like this inner knowing of like changes coming in. Let's take some clarifiers. So tell me more about this. I'm so intrigued by this Nine of Swords. So tell me more about this Nine of Swords for where they're at currently, what they're experiencing currently in their journey, for those who chose the garden. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. Tell me more about the Nine of Pentacles. Why not? We have the Death card here. Tell me about the World. There's the World here. Clarify that. Judgment. So definitely a rebirth. Definitely a rebirth that's happened for you here. It's interesting. I almost feel like you have, I guess you've closed out a cycle, but again, I'm really seeing that cycle of like life, like literal life and death. Like you grow old, you know, your body ages, and then you die, and you get born into this like, into like a child again, where your body is like, you know, it's back to its elasticity. You know, it's very, I guess you could say like pure of impurity, or it's why am I struggling? It is void of the impurities. It doesn't have any scars on it. It doesn't, you know what I mean, right? Tell me more about this High Priestess reverse, please. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles again, as well as the Ace of Wands. You're probably the pile that's had the most variety of cards, of not suits, but I guess you could say maybe modalities come out here. Like you have wands, you have pentacles, you have swords, you have cups here. You know, like a lot of the other piles, they had like one prominent energy coming through, whereas yours really a mixture. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles, please. Okay, Three of Wands again, so a lot of repetition coming out. And last but not least, tell me more about this Three of Wands energy. You have the Five of Wands. Interesting. Okay. So again with the Knight of Pentacles, something quite slow moving, but I feel with the Three of Wands, it's like, okay, where are we going next? Like I just keep seeing someone very eager, like what are we doing next? How are we gonna take action here? What kind of action are we gonna take? You know, like, where can I move? Where is the next journey? Where is the path that I'm heading on? Like, point me to the path and I'm ready to walk on it right now. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, but the High Priestess reversed. Yeah, there's a feeling of like being very secure in yourself. Very like, I know who I am. I know what I want. Again, it's very mature energy. And not to talk about gender, but it's like very grown woman energy. Like, you know, when someone like, a lot of women, when they get to like their 30s and over, they're kind of like, yeah, by the time I'm in my 30s, like, I know what I want. I'm not here to mess around with people. Like, you know, dating is very like, it doesn't have to be serious per se, but there isn't a lot of time for like childish behavior. Although with the pilgrim here, there is an element of like, you are still very youthful and you are still very tapped in. You're a very old soul, I guess you could say, like a old soul in a youthful spirit. There's a lot of sexually charged energy here as well. I know sex was a word that came up in the crone. So again, you're very in tune with your own needs, your own body, and on both a physical and a spiritual level, there is real balance here for you currently. Again, I'm intrigued by this Nine of Swords here. Okay, what more can you tell me about this Nine of Swords energy here, please, for where they're at currently in their journey? What more can you tell me about the Nine of Swords? Okay, so the Moon, so more emotions. A depth of emotions. Okay, you have the crab and a turtle, so two things representing protecting yourself. A need to protect your emotions, your energy is coming up here. I guess that goes back to the idea of like, again, I'm just going to say the grown woman, but it doesn't really matter about the gender. Like that grown woman archetype of like, she knows what she wants. You know, she's been hurt in the past, but she has clarity in what she wants. She's very confident in herself, but even despite that, like, she's not just going to let anybody into her life. She's not going to give her all. Like, she might go on dates, you know, she might date around for the fun of it, but ultimately she's not going to be giving like her full 100% self to everyone, you know, because of those past experiences. There is a level of protection here that she has. Yeah, so the Hermit card just came up here. Yeah, so with this Hermit card that came out, it says, be sure your interactions with people who break your solitude are meaningful and not trivial. So again, there's this element of like not giving yourself to everyone. You're not like out here and like, you know, just doing the most. You're still very intentional about who you're interacting with, the type of energies you're bringing into your life and like, yeah, interacting with, I guess. Okay, so that's how I see you guys right now. Because I feel like if I keep going, I'm going to confuse myself. So let's just stop there for that question. And let's move into the actual message that your soul has for you. You guys can decide whether you feel like that's where you're at in your journey at this time. And if you feel like this reading is going to be for you. So the message from your soul, let's get a couple of cards pulled. Okay, very interesting energies here. A lot of mixture. I feel like it's going to take a little while to tease this out. Okay, so the message from your soul from this point in your journey, I feel like your soul is like, yes, you've achieved a lot and you need to be proud of that. Like, you should be proud of that. You should be proud of everything you have faced and how you've come out of this on the other side and the place that you're at right now. But then there's a second, like, little reminder that's like, oh, okay, but don't allow this to get to your head, basically. So I'm seeing again that baby, like the birth from old age to a child again. And I feel like, yes, you've completed a cycle, but now you're a child again. As in, like, this is a new beginning. There are new lessons to learn. There are new experiences to have. You're not going to be a pro at this. Like, this is something that, again, you're going to learn to master and grow back into that kind of crone energy in this chapter of your life. So I guess it's a bit better to think of it as different chapters of a story. And once that chapter has ended, you're not all the way back to the beginning, because obviously you have the lessons from the past and all the insight and wisdom from that. But I guess it's not looking at life as like, oh yeah, I know everything now. Do you know what I mean? Like, the little wisdom from your soul is basically like, you don't know everything yet. Especially not when it comes to this chapter that you are stepping into or entering. So again, I feel that even the wounds you've healed, even the kind of insights you've come into, there are going to be more about your personality that you're going to learn, more things about your character you're going to learn, and other people as well. How maybe, where we talk about the crone is really staying a lot relevant here, whereas I feel like, anyway, doesn't matter. That crone energy is very prevalent in your reading, where it spoke about how the crone has a strong connection to, hold on, let me try and find it again. It says, it's feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and the macabre. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. So I love the unapologetically, because I feel like that's really the energy that you're stepping into. Like, you're unapologetically you're very much like authentic, like, hey, this is me, this is how I'm going to show up, this is what I love about myself. Like, there's a lot of strength here, there's a lot of confidence and self worth, you know, like a real love for self prevalent here, as well as like that word, like dangerously rich. Like, there is now a management that needs to happen, where you have to reflect on how you will use this wisdom, strength, power that you've gained on your journey so far. Will you use it in the right way to benefit others, to help support and uplift others? Or does it have a tendency to come out in negative ways too? And how can you acknowledge that and kind of shift and change that, transmute that into something that is beneficial to all? Is there ways that maybe you exclude others from your energy and in a way that they're like, oh, they're not deserving of it, you know? Because if you really truly are someone who is very enlightened and very connected to higher wisdom, universe, whatever you want to call it, and you feel like you kind of know the ins and outs of it, let's say, you know, if that is true for you, that you really vibrate on this kind of godly level, and I don't mean that like offensively if you are someone who are of a religious faith of God, or you feel like people can't be God, but in the way I see it, like everyone has elements of like universal consciousness within them, so everyone is made in the godly image, or can possess that kind of godlike energy. And then how do you use that? If you really believe that about yourself, that you are connected with all things, then even those people who you may perceive as not worthy of your energy, are they not a reflection of you in some way? Are they not still a part of yourself in terms of that kind of oneness and interconnectedness with all things, that kind of message? So I guess it's like expanding even further beyond what you've believed and acted upon before, pushing yourself to the limit of like, can I truly be of service to all? I think that's the word I was looking for, like of service to all, you know, not cutting yourself off from people out of a kind of preconceived idea or misjudgment. I think that's where this might show up a bit for you guys. Where was I going with the crone bit a bit before? As well, devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using that energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us. Yeah, so again, that interconnectedness message there of like, there is a part of you reflected in everything around you, the people around you, whether they show up in positive or negative ways to you. If those people trigger you, it's because there is something within you that is reflecting, that is mirroring, you know? So how can you really separate it as like that person is a bad person, or that person, I guess stepping away from that duality and making sure that you don't hold on to those dualistic thoughts too much, and you see the grey in the black and white. So let's get some clarifiers out here. Let's see a bit more about this message. Tell me more about the devil card energy here, please, for the message from the soul about the stage of journey they're on. So we have the Two of Swords and the Death and Rebirth in reverse. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands here, please. Page of Cups. Tell me more about, or clarify, the Seven of Wands energy here, please. Knight of Pentacles. And tell me more about the Magician energy, please. Too many cards. It's like 5 cards there. Okay. Alright. Clarify the Magician card here, please. For a message from their soul. This stage in their journey. Oh, okay. So we have the Star card and the 8 of Swords came out here. And clarify the Hierophant here as well, please. Alright, that's a lot of cards as well, but we'll take them. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So with this Magician here, I do see like limiting thoughts coming through, or having to overcome self-limiting thoughts when it comes to achieving your dreams. Because one of the main things with the Magician is like he's not necessarily better than anyone else. He's not a skilled, well, he is a skilled manifester because he knows the secret to his manifestation. It's belief, you know, like it's very simple. Whereas everyone else is trying to like do this and that. He's trying to, I don't know, jig and jive. Whereas he's just there very confidently like, oh no, this is very simple. It's very easy for me. Because I believe it could be. So with the Star card here again, it's your belief that is going to guide you in the right direction and bring you what it is that you want. But also that belief can be negative, right? That belief can be limiting. So how do you use your belief in a way that is a strength to you and the life you want to live? Knight of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands. Interesting. How does that work? Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands energy here, please. And the next one's Page of Swords. I just had investigating truth. So again, I feel like this really points to the need of like learning, you know, an acknowledgement that you're still learning and growing on your journey. You're not like a master of whatever. Like I'm hearing that Jack of all trades thing. What is it? A Jack of all trades, a master of none is better than a master of some? Or is that I just made that up? A master of one? I can't remember. Hold on. See if I can Google it. Though oftentimes better than a master of one. Jack of all trades, master of none, though oftentimes better than a master of one. So it's like you're picking up skills here and there. You're learning new things, but you're not quite a master yet, you know? You're not quite... But that's okay, because you will get there. And also, like we said, it's better than a master of one because you're going to know how to do so many different things. What else do we have here? Two of Swords, Death and Rebirth. So yeah, again, I think there's a real need to acknowledge any kind of ways that you limit yourself, or yeah, I don't feel like it's other people putting limitations on you. I feel like it really would just be you, if anything, or the role that you would play in maybe dominating a bit more, like being too dominant as well, like a little bit too overpowering, too quick to judgment maybe at times. Could have really come in here, especially when it comes to like relationships or interacting with different people, new people, making judgments too quickly. So just seeing people as a reflection of yourself again, and like thinking how you can be of service to these people at the same time. Like humbling yourself, I think, is a key word there. Not to say you're not humble in general, but you know, I feel like we can all have a bit of shadowy thoughts. So yeah, I feel like creativity is also a really important thing for you, as well as passion as well, feeling passionate about your actions, the way forwards, what you're doing, making sure that your passion is translating well. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles reversed, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I do feel that divine timing is playing a part in new potential energies that are happening. There could be like a pause that you feel like has been set on your life, and you're kind of waiting for the aha moment almost. Let me see a little bit more about this energy here. Tell me more about this Hierophant energy, the message from your soul at this point in the journey. So that Three of Wands, which I think we had at the beginning, as well as the Chariot. So yeah, you're waiting on this kind of like insight, inspiration, this kind of movement and direction forwards. So like we said at the beginning, you're kind of waiting on that like thing that goes, okay, yeah, this is where I want to go next. This is what I'm putting my energy into next. I feel inspired. I feel like I know what I want. I know how to get there, or have an idea of how to get there and what it will look like. You know, like I feel like you're still kind of waiting on that to come through. So what is the kind of guidance here from the soul as they wait on this? Okay, that was way too many cards. Let's just... What is the guidance from the soul as they wait on this energy? So Knight of Wands, again, leaning into your creativity and inspiration. Being very fun with it as well. Yeah, the Seven of Swords reversed. I feel like I hear not doubting yourself. And also facing any kind of like fears you have as well head on, not running away from anything that appears triggering or fearful, but really facing it head on is really going to help you as you kind of pause in this Hangman phase until the next part of your journey really erupts. Let's get some... what word am I looking for? Let's get your oracle cards out. Okay, for your oracle cards, for the message that your soul has for you, you guys have the Truth Be Told card, the Cow Spirit with the Miracles Are Endless. It's not as if you need anyone, which reads, for as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever they may be, understanding them as opposed to changing them will widely improve the chances that they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. Oh wow, how I love you, the universe. And then we also have time to make a demonstration, which this card reads, the older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say I love you. They also skip and wink more than normal and hold hands with those they walk beside. Utterly fearless, the universe. So again, I feel like you guys have that kind of older soul element to you. You've been through a lot, you've seen a lot, and you've grown a lot of wisdom through that. And I feel like there is a kind of message of like, there is a youthfulness to being an old soul. It's a reminder that there is a softness to this element, as well as like yes, I understand the harsh realities of life as such, but also through that understanding, I'm more compassionate, I'm more understanding, I'm quicker to love because I know what it is to not receive that. Like that kind of idea of things. It's not as if you need anyone, so understanding them opposed to changing them. I think that's a key word here, where I spoke about maybe feeling like other people need to fit this idea, or be seeing people as like, oh, they need to be on the same level as me, you know, like they need to really understand life in the way that I understand life, or have been through life in the way that share the same kind of wisdom or insights as me, basically, for me to like befriend them, or for me to get to know them, or you know, that kind of thing. And I mean, to a certain degree that might be necessary, but I think just that kind of reminder that like everyone is deserving of love, and that might be something that you know within yourself, but is that something you practice on a daily basis, I guess, and just kind of getting back to the core of what it is to be spiritual and to be enlightened in that way. Cow Spirit with the Miracles Are Endless. It says you are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly and in so many ways. Fully embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. Cow Spirit nudges you to pay attention because this is the perfect time to focus on the choices, actions, and the behaviors that you know feed your soul and bring your heart contentment. Now is also the time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set in motion in the past begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. Stay positive and share your well-being with others. The more you share, the more you will manifest, so be generous. Cow Spirit promises you will never run out of miracles. I like that the more you share, the more you will manifest. I think that's very important for you guys in terms of like sharing yourself and being open to new people and all that kind of stuff. And again, being of service to others and all that. Everything I've been saying basically. And then finally, truth be told. There is a truth which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth subjective according to the philosophy of the adherer or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that keep you tied to an illusion, will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and Spirit will answer these miracles. So I think that really relates to where we had like that Eight of Swords, was it? An Eight of Swords or energy? But those kind of like limitations come up, and like, you know, those wounds still come up and triggers and whatever it may be, especially with the Devil card here as well. And like just accepting that that's kind of like still a part of your journey, still where you're at right now. And it doesn't mean you haven't healed or grown or you're not a wise or courageous person or whatever. It's just something that happens. Part of the journey, let's say. So let us look finally at the last part of this reading, where we see what actionable steps you can take now, as recommended by your soul. Okay, so you guys have the Rest card, as well as emotions are running high, the energy is gaining momentum, and that's with the supermoon and the waxing moon. So again, I feel like there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of eagerness for what is to come, and it might even be hard to like get a lot of sleep and rest right now because you're just like, I just want to go, I just want to get started. Like I'm just seeing someone like buzzing, like, where are we going? What are we gonna do? How can we get there? So I guess this is just kind of reassurance, like things are moving, the energy is still gaining momentum, you know, there is still a lot of there's still elements that need to be put in place before you can kind of like hit the ground running. And now is the time to really focus on like rest, recovery. I heard healing your body, but I think as well just like, you know, resting your body as well, your physical body. And yeah, let me just see a little bit more about this energy. So one of the key words here is like, success is close, I just must trust. So again, I'm just trusting and believing that Magician card energy, where it's about the belief that you can have the things that you want, that you can create the reality and live within it that you desire. And that is what is going to drive you. So really leaning on your inner beliefs and making sure that they support the reality that you want to cultivate for yourself. So this card is a very positive omen. I know I'm reading a lot of the messages, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes with the more, I wouldn't say spiritual powers, but there's a different level to different things. I just feel like you guys are very like in tune basically. So I feel like with piles like this, I do find that I'm very drawn to reading the messages for you guys. But anyway, It says this card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some time and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up, emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make courageous commitments to take more practical steps towards your goal. Whichever decides, you are most certainly on the right track. Yeah, so I feel like those two really relate together. And I think it's just about really staying committed and optimistic about your future ahead. So that is everything that I have for you guys. Option number 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If it resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and let me know by commenting down below. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content. You can subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.